Hello and welcome to my ongoing series, Roblox Myths Explained. In this series, I focus on a specific Roblox myth and cover everything that you need to know about them, so yeah. So, in today's Roblox Myths Explained episode, I will be talking about Chuck Lloyd and everything you need to know about him. Also, I would like to give credit to the Robloxian Myth Hunters Wiki for giving me information about the myth kits I'll be talking about today. So, without further ado, let's begin. Chuck Lloyd is a Roblox myth associated with the Roblox's Myths Shadelight investigation, which I will make a video about in the future. He is extremely notable for his heavy involvement in the investigation. This is mainly due to Shadelight being Chuck's own game. Chuck Lloyd is also known for his appearances in videos by Roblox YouTuber Flamingo. His Roblox description reads, Chuck is a normal person. Chuck goes to work every day. Chuck enjoys nice walks in the park. Chuck feeds birds when they are hungry. Chuck watches the telly when bored. Chuck is a normal person. So that's everything regarding Chuck Lloyd's summary. Now let's get into his history. So, Chuck Lloyd is reportedly a World War II veteran, according to some reports. So, Chuck Lloyd is old. Chuck Lloyd is said to have been enlisted on December 9th, 1941, and was discharged on March 14th, 1947. Chuck Lloyd also had a wife named Sandra Lloyd and a daughter named Lu Yan. Speedy made a video on Chuck Lloyd's daughter, so go watch that. Lu Yan was rumored to be abused by Chuck Lloyd. One account by Lu Yan states that she was stabbed, then kicked down the stairs, and was then locked in the basement. Lu Yan has said that the man that did this could possibly be Chuck Lloyd, her father. The fact of that Lu Yan being canon is unconfirmed as her account has not been active in a very long time. After Chuck Lloyd returned from World War II, we all know how that ended, his wife Sandra died of unknown causes. It is often implied that she was trying to protect her daughter. Lu Yan, if you already forgot, from being attacked by someone. And whoever this someone was, attacked Sandra with a hatchet. There is a theory that this someone was Chuck Lloyd and that he hit Sandra's body. Remember, this is just a theory. By Chuck's age, he should continue living a normal life and maintain a family household. However, what prevents him from doing this is that he lives in a loop of death and suffers paranoia of his own scarecrow and whatever entity watches him, along with the influence of Shadowlight. First of all, what the hell? Why put this man through misery? Anyways, there are shadow-like ghost entities that stalk him, mainly at night. Chuck Lloyd also gets nightmares that consist of some darkness, and usually mentions the term darkness incarnate. This phrase was later revealed to be a key. So, that's everything about Chuck Lloyd's history. Now let's get into Chuck Lloyd's games. Chuck Lloyd has three games, Lloyd Residence, Shadelight True, and Shadelight False. However, there was an update involving Shadelight. In the Robloxian Myth Hunters Wiki's words, to get to Chuck's basement, you have to go to the back of the shed and click around. You will receive a shovel of which you'll use to dig up the basement key that is buried under the crown which is to the right of the shed. After obtaining the key, you must go to the kitchen and click on the door's handle with the basement key. You can only obtain the key during the day in the game due to the crow not spawning during nighttime in game. Usually this doesn't work as Chuck Lloyd needs to update his games. So, that's all regarding Chuck Lloyd's games. Now let's get into his behavior. This will be interesting. So, Chuck Lloyd is a bright and very optimistic man when he gets to sleep, so don't wake him up. He is an organized person but is also very paranoid and anxious about his surroundings. When he is not under the influence of Goldie, Chuck tends to be very friendly towards mid-hunters. Chuck is also very passionate towards his wife, Sandra, who was theorized to be murdered by Chuck himself. When Chuck is alone, he will mourn about Sandra's death. He still talks to Sandra whenever he sees her ghost roaming around Chuck's house. Due to his involvement with Goldie, Chuck is sometimes under his influence, which has led to some small fights between Chuck and other Roblox mid-hunters. Chuck is seemingly conflicted about whether or not he should trust Goldie. This led him to trust Speedy. When Chuck Lloyd is influenced by Goldie, he becomes very hostile towards Roblox mid-hunters and forces them off his house and property. Chuck will watch from a distance to make sure that they're controlled. If the mid-hunters are roaming Chuck's house, he'll either yell at them or punish them. What the fuck, Goldie? Also, when Chuck does not get to sleep in, he acts all paranoid and anxious, which is a thing that actually happens when you don't sleep enough, which grows along with his hallucinations. This happens, Chuck starts to wander the house and try to avoid any shadows that lurk in his house. Chuck also whispers to specific players, not just any player, certain players, whenever he is under suspicion of shadows watching him. This, however, makes him more aware of his surroundings and the fact that his life is in danger. Due to his fear of being endangered by the shadows, Chuck Lloyd becomes extremely dependent on Goldie. Whenever someone upsets Chuck, he starts saying the phrase "bad manners make for bad guests," which has now become associated with Chuck Lloyd over and over again. This is due to him being very neat and specific about things. As mentioned before, it's theorized that Chuck killed both his wife, Sandra, and possibly also killed his daughter, Lu Yan. Whenever Chuck is in deep stress and determination, he is known to attempt to finish things himself. Remember when I said that he trusts certain people? Well, two notable people that he trusts includes Albert, aka Flamingo, and J&G, aka Jake. So that's all the info regarding Chuck Lloyd's behavior. Now let's get into Chuck's trivia. So these are just random facts that I thought people should know about Chuck Lloyd. Okay, here we go. Chuck Lloyd has many connections to different med hunters such as Mr. Flim Flam, Kazdam, J&G, Taffies, etc. His involvement in the Shadelight investigation is very big due to Shadelight being Chuck's own game and him also being one of the keys. Chuck has told Speedy that he is the only person that Chuck trusts now. Sandra, Chuck's wife, is able to possess the scarecrow in Chuck's cornfield. Chuck is able to watch the Toroa show. This is somehow related to him trying to break his cycle. Chuck wears the sinister zombie hat. This is possibly a reference to him being trapped in a constant loop of death. Chuck Lloyd has made a guest appearance on the Yucko show. In the wall facing the attic's door, there's Scubus, a popular Roblox inside joke. Chuck Lloyd apparently doesn't trust Ulifer. And finally, the last fact is that Chuck Lloyd is the second Roblox myth to accumulate 3 million place visits in the myth genre, the first being Gauze the Clown. As you know, if any new information comes out during the production of this video, I'll add it in during editing, and if any new info comes out after this video goes up, I'll make an update video on it. And that's everything to know about Chuck Lloyd. As always, if you found this video enjoyable or informative, then make sure to leave a like and to hit the subscribe button, because we're trying to reach 666 subscribers by the end of the year. Now also, I'd like to reach 1,000 before the end of 2023, but yeah. If you know any Roblox myths you want me to make videos on, then make sure to leave them down in the comments below, and that's all I really have to say. I don't have much to say, so yes. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, comment down below. Goodbye, guys, and I'll see you guys next Wednesday.